You walk into the office, looking fly as ever and ready to conquer the day. But wait, what's that? When you ace that presentation, it's the subtle side eye or the well disguised surprise. Yes, we're talking about unconscious bias, the sneakiest guest at the workplace party. Now, I don't know about you, but I didn't spend all those years in school just to be hit with a case of mistaken identity every time I show up and show out. It's like trying to teach a cat to tap dance. Entertaining, but very unnecessary. Let's break it down, shall we? Unconscious bias is like that playlist you didn't know it was on repeat. It's those quick judgments and stereotypes that our brains cook up without us even realizing them. And guess what, Gen Z Black Queens? You're not exempt. It's time we shake up the playlist and let our unique melodies be heard. Here's the thing. We've got goals to crush, ceilings to shatter, and biases to break. We can't let anyone's limited imagination define our narrative. So when someone gives you that "don't look like the head of the project" look, smile and gracefully remind them that brilliance comes in all shades. Now let's talk about disrupting these biases. It's like playing chess. You have to be strategic, intentional, and ready to slay. Educate your colleagues. Break it down to them like you're explaining how to find the perfect shade of lipstick. Make them see the diversity, not just in the workplace, but in life. Gather around because we're about to talk about something we need to have an honest conversation on and something that's lingering in the workplace, and that is unconscious bias. Now, I may not be your typical unconscious bias strategist. I have a sassy side, and I'll go ahead and tell you it cannot be tamed. So let's dive in and get honest about how we can sprinkle a little black girl magic to disrupt bias and create a workplace that celebrates all shades and shapes. First, I think we need to acknowledge the elephant in the room. Unconscious bias is that sneaky little snake that influences our decisions and our actions without us really realizing it. It's like a ninja in the shadows. It's quietly shaping our perceptions and impacting how we treat one another. And let me tell you, it has no business lurking around in the workplace, especially when it comes to our Black queens of Gen Z. Just imagine this for a moment. You have a young, talented Black woman who walks in the office. She's ready to conquer the world. But instead, she's being greeted with open arms. Instead of being greeted with open arms, she's met with assumptions and stereotypes that are, just as tired as yesterday's gossip at the water cooler. It's time to flip the script and show respect to the Gen Z Black girl who's ready to light up the room. Now, I'm not here to spill the tea. I'm here to mop it up and clean the house. So let's talk about solutions. Education is the key. We can only fix what we understand. So it's time for some workplace education that goes beyond the basics. We have to host workshops, seminars, and training sessions that go deep into unconscious biases. Ignorance isn't cute, and it's time to get rid of it. We also have to talk about decision making. If your decision-making table is homogeneous, it's time to add some color. Get diverse voices in those meetings because the more perspectives there are, the better the outcome. It's not about just checking the boxes, but creating a rainbow of ideas and experiences. Another thing we have to do is create mentorship. Let's create mentorship programs that bridge the gap between the seasoned pros and the rising stars. Black girls of Gen Z need role models who have been there, done that, and can share the secret sauce to success. Mentorship is like having a GPS for your career. It's essential. So check yourself before you wreck yourself. It's time to wear our accountability hats, people. Before making decisions or assumptions, take a moment to check yourself. Are you relying on stereotypes? Are you making judgments based on someone else's appearance rather than their abilities? If the answer is yes, it's time for a mindset makeover. As we close this conversation, I encourage you to be a disruptor in this world of bias. The workplace should be where Black girls of Gen Z can flourish and unapologetically bring their unique talents and perspectives to the table. It's time to lift each other up, celebrate our differences, and create a workplace that's just as diverse and vibrant